I'm not the only one who thinks old man Biden is a laughable option for the presidency based just on his current state. Joe Rogan, biggest podcaster in the world, and a guy with a lot of influence on the national conversation without seeming like he's trying too hard to have it, right? You got Rogan, you got Stool Presidente, Dave Portnoy. These guys, they have far more influence on what particularly American males are thinking than CBS Evening News or one of these places. Here's what Rogan said. Rogan said he was going to vote for Bernie Sanders. Now I'll say this. Bernie Sanders, a crazy commie, but I never heard him start spouting gibberish and everything. So you could make a case that Bernie Sanders, even though, I think he's a little older than Biden, I think. Producer Nick checked me on, or Producer Mark checked me on that one. But Sanders, it never seemed like he lacked clarity up top, so to speak. Here's what Joe Rogan says about Biden. 11.
I believe there's an also large group of people that are very uncomfortable with a man who seems to be mentally compromised winning the election and doing so by hiding. I mean, the guy's never, he was just at another thing the other day and he forgot where he was.
Why is that okay? I mean, the Democrats have created this circumstance where they're all just going to have to look you in the eye and say, yeah, Biden's great. We don't see any decline in his cognitive ability. We don't see any problem here whatsoever. Meanwhile, what they'll put Trump through, which is just maddening, is no matter what he says, they will trash it. And this has always been the case. I know that. But no matter what the subject matter is, they'll distort what he says just to fit into the Trump is an ignoramus and he's the worst and all this other stuff that they say. Here's the president trying to differentiate absentee ballots and the systems in place for them from a universal mail-in voting program that Democrats want to institute weeks before a nationwide election during a pandemic. Play 17.
Absentee is okay because you have to go through a process, Brian, and you go through a process and you make a request and they send it to you and you get it and you fill it out, and it's a process and it's a smaller number. What they're going to do is blanket the state. Anybody that ever walked, frankly, will get one. And the governor's a clubhouse politician. He's somebody that, frankly, was shocking, and shocking what he did, more shocking what he did. Without town halls, without meetings, without the public, they went out and they just approved this ridiculous system, and the post office will never be equipped to handle it. And you see it in New York in a much smaller scale. We have a congressional race, Carolyn Maloney, a congresswoman.
Yeah. The scale matters here, right? The planning matters. This pretense that, it's just so easy, we're just going to all the mail-in vote. They're going to be sending ballots in there's no quality control in this whatsoever. They're going to be sending ballots to people who are either dead or don't exist or aren't registered or don't live there. There'll be ballots floating around. They'll allow ballot harvesting. People can just show up and take a ballot, say, this was, John so-and-so's ballot, and hand it in. In New York, they're even saying, they're even counting ballots that weren't postmarked by the date because they said there was a problem with the postmarking system. Well, imagine that. I mean, now that means that you could have voted a week late. Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's no effort whatsoever to be fair-minded about this. Trump explained the difference, and the media flipped out about this. Now he says that Florida can do mail-in. Yeah, well, there are some places that have been doing a mail-in program for a long time and have greater preparation. Nationwide mail-in balloting? We all know. We just did this in New York, okay? We just ran this. Carolyn Maloney, member of Congress, Democrat. We just saw what happens. And it's a disaster. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.